Susul.
Hello, and welcome to Under the Plum Bob, the podcast about all things related to the EA Maxis series of games called The Sims, where we avoid the real world by talking about our made up ones. And let's face it, who doesn't want to avoid the real world right now? It's kind of a dumpster fire. So each episode, we focus on one of several rotating themes, including building, gameplay, lore, and more. And today, we are focusing on the latest release stuff pack, Eco Lifestyle. Is it eco lifestyle or eco living? I can't
Eco
keep fucking up.
lifestyle.
I keep fucking up. So it's eco lifestyle. I'm Ava.
Hi. That's all I
Sorry.
got.
Such enthusiasm.
Hello.
Hey. I mean, look, I'm
Hello.
trying not to be that person who just had a whole half a can of Bang on empty stomach. So I'm trying to be very calm right now, as opposed to being like Marissa was in last episode.
Just weirdly intense for reasons
I forgot
unknown.
about that. I forgot about that until I started editing and I was like, oh, that happened.
I listened to it and I was cackling.
Yeah. Looking back, through sober eyes, let's say, was pretty shocking, but it's fine. Don't worry about it. If you don't know what we're talking about, don't worry about it. Hi, I'm Marissa. I'm here and I'm ready to talk about eco lifestyle.
Back, intense Marissa is back.
Yeah, it's I think we all have feelings, but I will say, I think we all really tried our best with this pack. We all did a lot of research. We tried our best. We did lots of research. We looked things up. We were trying to make things happen. So please know that we're not just, jumping on any bandwagons. This is really like what we're going to bring a lot of honesty to this review. So just be
Okay.
prepared.
So just so you guys know, if you don't know, Eco was released on Origin and on the console. Okay, say what? On the same day.
Yep.
Um,
No more 4-year gaps. Yay.
no more. On Friday, the 5th of June, year of Our Lady Rona, 2020.
I know I wrote that, but that was just like you didn't have to say it because I
It
felt
made
bad
me
after I
happy.
wrote it.
It made me happy.
It had to
Okay.
be said.
So let me tell you a little weird, small, teeny tiny tangent. When I was, I told you I'm really super into history, and when I was rolled knee deep in it when I was in junior high, I found out that they used to write the dates, like Friday, 5th of June, year of our Lord, 2020. So I started writing all of my dates like that. Like on all of my things, I would put year of our Lord, whatever the year. I was obsessed. I was that person. I also started putting like spelling things like the British way, and all of my teachers used to crown it like they'd be like, there's no you in favorite. There's no you in like they would like count me off for it. And I'm like, bitch, it's still a word.
I do that.
So
Fun fact about Marissa, I spell color, flavor, favorite. I spell those with use.
well, I was
Fun
confident.
fact about Ava. Ava knows that she's supposed to spell it with the U because that's the spelling that we learned in school as well. But then Ava also consumes a lot of like American media, which doesn't have the U. So I use both. But when I use the one without the U, I'll write it out and go, no, it's with a U. And then I'm angry at myself because I didn't put the U in because it's not correct.
Look at that. So yeah, that was that. Anyway, so it was released like less than a week ago, 2 weeks ago, something like that, which gave us plenty of time to do some playing. And so there's
I'm
that.
gonna be honest. I played the specific content for maybe 3 hours, and then I was like, meh.
Well, I fucked up Aaron. So
Um,
or
what?
What?
No one's seen the Key. No one
No,
has
I've
seen.
seen it. The Key and Peele. Hey, Ron.
You done, you done fucked up, Ron. So,
Hey, Ron. I knew a guy named Aaron at my school, and when that video came out, he did not have a name anymore. It was only Ron after that, and he hated it. He got so pissed. Like, I didn't know him; he just went to my school. But I remember be like, Ron," you'd like hear it like across the campus or whatever, and he'd be like, "Shut up!" He'd get so mad. It was really
Ava,
funny.
have you seen it?
I don't know what's going on, but
Okay.
sure.
So Key and Pill is a like comedies like sketch show kind of a deal. It was on Comedy
Yeah.
Central, right?
Yep.
And
Comedy Central.
one of the skits that they had was he was he was a substitute teacher and he was pronouncing everyone's name wrong. Like
Yep.
normal names like Aaron, and he would be like Aaron because it
Oh,
has two.
so funny. And everyone would be like, Aaron? He's like, are you talking to me? He's like, you done fucked up, Aaron? It's so funny. It
We'll
was
link it
so
to you.
great.
It's great. It's the
Yeah.
funniest.
If
To Aaron
Key
this
and Peele, oh my god. And
Either him or
uh
Angry Obama, because that's my favorite.
did you watch the undercover boss one? That one was really funny too.
I saw the
Oh
undercover
my
boss
god.
one with Kylo Ren. That is still one of the best things I've ever seen because Adam Driver is a treasure.
Oh yeah.
I feel like Adam Driver would not be cute to me, like if he was just some dude on the street, but for some reason he's cute to me because he's not.
No, I'd still be into him because he's tall. He has the dark hair. I don't know. I like
I'm
him.
not gonna lie to
He's
you,
the
like
type.
Do
Disney
you
World.
like Loki? Do you like Loki, Ava?
Fuck yeah! Give me some
But,
Tom
like,
Hiddleston.
Yep.
Look,
Then that's it. That's your
Adam
thing.
Driver, like if he wasn't Adam Driver, looks like if you saw him in the alley, he might stab you. Like he'd be that guy who would just like walk by, stab you, and then keep walking. Like
Oh
there's
my
no reason
god.
behind it. Or he'd be like brainy behind Helga going
I don't know. I have very strong opinions about him. Pale black-haired men don't really do it for me, I'll be honest.
Oh
So
my god, yeah. No,
I
that's my
just
jam.
look, this is the thing with
I already
with Pale.
explained to you that I'm into the whole Hades and Persephone mythos. Like Hades is my type, man. Give me
That's my type. That's my
give
type.
me pale, dark, and just
Brooding.
weirdly confident.
Okay,
It
this
doesn't
is the
have to be
problem.
broody, but like that's
Mhm.
serious demeanor. Like
This is the
fuck
problem with
that.
Pale. Like I'm dark. I'm a dark skinned lady. I'm a
Well, there you go.
I'm
You look
a
fine.
I'm a BBW, beautiful black woman, not and like when they're super pale, the contrast weirds me out.
It's a contrast problem.
Like whenever I hold their hand, I'm like, wow,
Like, you
wow.
pale though.
You know what I mean? Or like we take a picture together, and either he would like
Mhm.
blind me out, or I would like wash him out. Like there's no.
Mhm.
My best friend is pale as fuck, and we had to learn over the years how to take pictures together. So
I fucking
Yeah.
absolutely have to come visit you now because I want a picture with you and my pasty ass together. I have to see this now.
I love it. And then
I am
I'm
practically
getting
translucent.
my Puerto Rican inner self is like singing right now because it's actually sunny, so I'm actually getting like color to my skin because I live in the Midwest where snow is a thing 9 times out of 10 out of the year. So I'm like finally my skin is like, yes, there's sun, UV, finally, like I can look tan or it's
and
like,
I'm walking
yes,
around.
vitamin D.
I'm walking around with one of those like umbrella hats on. Like, get away from me, son.
Oh yeah, in
I'm
Texas.
the same though because I don't tan, I burn.
Good luck here.
Mm,
No, that
yeah, be careful in Texas.
it's literally I feel like Michael Jackson walking around with like a giant umbrella all the time, like you will not touch me, rays.
Like one of them fancy ladies with the parasols. Like goodness gracious, the rays, the sun, the rays
I
of
You're-
the
mean,
sun.
I would
You are
love
preparing. Vanity is preparing for a title. Vanity is preparing for her title.
I'm
She's still waiting
preparing
for that title. We will get it for you. We will get you a title.
Yes.
Just gonna mention that every episode until it happens. Okay, bye. All right. Anyway.
Bye.
Hashtag title
Anywho.
for vanity.
Hashtag title for vanity. Okay, so anywho, so I forgot. Oh, where were we talking about, and how did we get on this?
That's a good question. This is the first time we've
What?
gone on a tangent and forgotten where we left the station. Holy shit.
Wow, what the fuck happened?
Should we talk about Cass? Should we talk about?
I don't even.
Let's talk about Cass.
I literally don't know. And I hate this. Like, where did we park the car?
I think
We
the last
parked
thing
the
I said was that
car-
I only played it for a couple of hours and then it was just meh, and then it's
Yeah.
just a blur. My God, I think the antibiotics are still giving me some brain fog.
I mean, I think it's the bang.
I
Okay.
mean, from what we saw, at least what I saw, like on social media when it released and stuff, that there were kind of mixed feelings about the pack, and I think that's like the
I
overall
remember.
consensus now.
I remember.
Mhm.
I
Well-
said I done fucked up Aaron, and it just.
That's the one.
So this is why I fucked
God
up.
damn it, Aaron.
God damn it, Aaron. So this is where I fucked up. All right. So I did not have tiny living, right? So I was like, I'm gonna do them both. Because I don't know why I didn't realize that tiny living wasn't like a pack, and that it was only like a $10 pack. And I was like, why did I just buy this before? So I think it was because of Murphy beds, and Murphy beds freaked me out.
They're the
So
worst.
and there were
There's
so
the
many Murphy
mod.
bed options
There's
in the
a
cast.
mod that the Murphy bed can't kill you, just so you know. It's
I don't
out
give a
there.
shit. I'm not doing it. I just feel like it's my practicality not happening. But there were also a big crap to the Murphy bed options, and I mean they were like trying to push that real hard. Anyway, so I
Yep.
bought them both at the same time, so it was really hard for me to figure out what was tiny and what was eco.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't understand. And then I would just put the I was like, I wanted to see what new stuff came from both packs. So when I was doing Cass, I had Tiny and Eco selected. So forgive me if I start to smush them both together when we talk about Cass, because I don't technically remember which
Yeah, fine.
came from what.
Yeah. you're
Look,
totally fine.
honestly, in my humble opinion, not so humble opinion, Tiny Living and Eco Lifestyle could have been a game pack together.
I do agree with that, but the style of tiny living is so distinct. It either I think needed to be put on. Honestly, to me, it looks so much like the Get Famous, that mid-century modern furniture that they added with Get Famous. Do you remember all that? Like
Mhm.
the
Yes.
bookshelf and all that. It's like the same color palettes. It's the same basic structure. It's like, why didn't we just get this with Get Famous? Like all these little things, because it's just
Mhm.
mid-century modern stuff.
Well,
You know?
Get Famous was more massive mansions and not really space savers. Although
Yeah.
they could have been with space savers. Because, like, imagine if you're, trying to get into acting, you're a struggling actor, you live in a tiny little shithole apartment.
Yeah, that's what I don't get. They should have added how when we talk about the world, there's just a little apartment in the new world. Why didn't they add one of those into Get Famous neighborhood? Because I can tell you, as someone who lived in San Diego and has visited LA many times in their lives, apartments are fucking everywhere.
Yep.
So why didn't they just throw an apartment in Get Famous world? Whatever.
All
You
I
only
could
had,
think
I think you
of-
only had like 2 places where you could actually live in San.
Yeah, you
was it
literally only have 2 places to live, because the
Del Sol
mansions you
Valley?
can't
That
live
was
in.
it.
Del Sol Valley, yeah.
Mhm. Okay, so anyway, wow, we have digressed and we have not really done anything. So first of
Nope.
all,
Okay.
let us talk about
Let's talk about Cass.
that.
That's like a normal way to start.
Yes, I fucking love the Cass. I made my sim that I made. She has like 4 different everyday outfits because I could not choose. I know people have issues. Okay, this was not part of the pack, but it was a part of the update that came before the pack. So like I'm gonna smush them together. But that MAC makeup, people have issues with it. I fucking loved it. Okay.
You what? Did you see it? Did you see the eye stuff? I'm sorry. I like the lipstick. I like the lipstick, but did you see the eye things?
Yes, I will send you a photo of my person that I made with the MAC makeup, and I love her.
They literally have like chunky wing eyeliner with like glitter disco balls on the side of the face. How are you using that organically?
Because I'm a fucking club kid, okay? I'm forever emo girl, and chunky eyeliner is my fucking jam.
So, just keeping things on track. This hair. So you gave her the hair that's on the main sim on the trailer, which is the straight hair with what is that in it? Is it feathers? Is it metal? What is it?
I think it's feathers. I think it has feather pieces in it. What my biggest pet peeve with Sims 4 is the fact that you can't do like tips or roots or highlights or
Yeah.
whatever. Like you
Mhm.
can't change like the hair color. You only change it like all the way. Like one
Mhm.
whole color, and I really hate that because I would have loved to have put like different kind of highlights in her hair, but you can't. But I'm pretty sure those are feathers. So I spent a ridiculous amount of time in CAS, just because like I said, even one of my favorite things is the stylized looks.
Mhm.
I
Me
like to
too.
go in there first to see, just because a lot of times I get kind of overwhelmed with the amount of new stuff. So looking at stylized looks, I'm like, "Oh, where's that shirt at? Oh, cool." So I could put it on
It
them and
gives
then take
you
the pants off and then go
and it
from
gives you
there.
little ways to sort of like see how it can come together with other stuff
Mhm.
as well, which is nice.
And like I I I just the outfits except for those damn scant.
Yeah. So let's talk about that. So, it's a
Fuck,
pair of
it's horrible.
jeans. It's a pair of jeans, but then there's like a jean skirt like attached to it. I really like a lot of the cast items. I love that curly hair, like low bun thing that has like the
Mm,
tendrils around the face.
yes, I
Absolutely
use that a lot.
stunning. Yeah, I love um the hair that's kind of like braided. It's in a ponytail.
Mhm.
I love the fact they're adding like pieces of hair in front of the face because that's a very natural look. And like that's how I do my hair a lot is I have like little pieces in front of my face a lot. But can we talk about how dirty they did the curly hair in this pack, the or I guess like an afro textured hair, that fucking weird like heavy side part where it's crimped and then there's just literally flat ends. Have we seen this? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Are you talking about like one of those almost looks like a fro
Yeah,
because
it's
it's
like
so
almost a
thick?
fro, but it's flat ends, and that just absolutely kills me. Like you can
Hold on.
see where the ends just lay down flat, and it's kind of crimped. The main girl has it on the like cover of the Eco expansion pack. I think her name is Betty or
That
Betsy.
one?
Yes, and yes, look at those ends. Those ends are flat. Like
Look, I just
who
like that they had big ass hair, okay? I went with it. I put a little cap on her and called it a day.
You styled her really cute, but yeah, those ends, you can it literally looks like every bad haircut anyone with curly hair has gotten in their life, where it's just flat
Marissa,
ends,
Marissa,
layered, so choppy. Yes.
sweetheart. Vanity and I have dealt with BioWare hairstyles our
So
entire lives. We're
I feel like at this
desensitized
point
to bad
we are.
hair.
I think we are. I didn't even
I
notice
It's
know.
it.
just it won't shock us anymore. It's just
Believe me. Believe me, as someone with curly
if you
hair.
had to work with in Dragon Age, you would understand.
No,
It's they have no girls who wanted to
curly
work on their
hair
dev team in Dragon Age, I swear to God.
curly hair didn't even exist in majority of the Sims packs until now. And I mean really curly hair. I have 3B curls, people. If you know, you know. 3B. I'm right in the center. I'm right before afro textured. So, like, it's I have a high standard for curls. Yes, that is fair. But this is just insulting. These flat ends just
Uh,
oh.
and side note, if you zoom into her, that's one of her other looks, but she's real hippie because I tried to, I was like, she's got to be hippie. But if you zoom in on her, that's another Mac uh makeup outfit thing that going on.
Yes. Okay, we'll keep talking about MAC. The lipsticks are absolutely
Oh,
spot
her
on.
eyeliner's Mac too.
All right, we'll talk about the eyeliner. The lipsticks are spot on.
They are. They're beautiful.
I love the tinted one where it's deeper on the inside, lighter on the outside. Very, very trendy right now. They have just a plain matte lipstick that comes in a lot of great colors. Love that one. They have the one where it's darker lip, lighter bottom lip, very trendy. That's all great. It's better than the chunkiest of chunk eyeliners with glitter disco balls on the side that make no fucking sense to me whatsoever.
Guys, I'm telling you right now, all of you lovely listeners here, when I upload my girl to the gallery, I want you guys to then call out Marissa and say, "You were wrong. Bailey
Uh,
is right. This eyeliner is the fucking shit." While you're in Cass, after you spend glorious amounts of time looking at all the cool outfits, except for what is with some of those pants? Like, some of them have these really ugly patches on them. I guess they're trying to be, upstyling, but they look like shit. Like, it looks like somebody who doesn't know how to sew and found some pieces of cloth on the ground, tried to fix the hole in their pants.
I think that's the point.
No, it's hideous though. Like, you can do upcycling while looking good at the same time, and holy fuck, they failed. But then you have your traits. Look, look, guys. I'm about to go on a rant, and I want you to people just buckle up, go on for the ride, and if I offend you, my thoughts are mine own and not reflecting of the thoughts of Under the Palm Pod podcast as a whole. Okay, freegans. It's a trait. Um, these Sims reject consumerism and prefer to reduce wasteful spending by any means. They enjoy finding reused or thrown away goods and foods. In fact, they have the best luck at finding high quality treasures in dumpsters. They may become tense or uncomfortable if they spend too much time earning or spending simoleons. Look,
Wow.
look. Real life freegans gross me the fuck out. Y'all, dumpster
Mhm.
diving for food really grosses me out. Like, your stomach has got to be cast iron. And watching these Sims do it and pulling out, like, high quality roast chicken is giving you a very, very false sense of security. Because most of the time you're going to
Look, it's
pull
it's
out a
also
moldy ass orange.
it's also
Ugh.
the fact that it's not something you should do if you have other options. Like, there are people who get food out of the trash because they literally have no other
Yeah.
source of sustenance.
And that's
That is
fine.
not something that should be played for laughs. That kind of like makes me a
Yes.
little uncomfortable. It's like, oh no, my Sim's hungry. What am I gonna do? Oh, just gonna
Well,
fish a roast chicken out of the trash. Like,
this is the thing. I don't think they're playing it for laughs because freegans are a real fucking thing.
I didn't even know
Freegan,
that was an actual thing.
yeah,
Yeah.
freegans are
It's a
real.
thing.
And
It's
I
a
think that's
thing.
why it grosses me out because real people do. I don't know. I don't know. I worked in the grocery store and I know what people do with the food that they throw in the trash. And that's what.
Yeah, I worked at Starbucks and same thing. Like but I you know, food waste is a huge,
Oh,
huge issue in
totally.
America. So I get it, but I do agree with Ava's point that it is kind of this is a game, it is for entertainment. So the idea of kind of simplifying the concept of living, your entire life being dependent on a dumpster is a little,
Well,
but
I also think it's
but
two separate things. Like, people who
yeah.
live on the streets and who, like they if they do get their sustenance from dumpsters, that's different than what freegans are in real life. Are people who live in homes who want to,
Yes.
this is literally what these people are. Like,
Yes. They're not wanting for anything. They're just wanting to live that lifestyle.
yes. Okay. So anyway, freegans. They get the ability to check the freshness of food, which makes the food edible despite being past its timer. They get upset. They spend more than 800 simoleons with a bad deal mood lit. And they may get buffs from lucky finds in the dumpster, like eating cheap meals, saving money, rummaging, and getting an NPC to lower their price via bartering.
Hmm.
Then you have Green Fiend, which I think she is, by the way, my sim that I made. These sims are happiest when living on a green street that will continuously work towards making their environment more eco-friendly. I just like that it's called a green street. Reminds me of the yellow brick road. I feel like there's like a green road going through like this. There's not, but I feel like there should be. Um, um, so then you have maker. So they become happy when making things. Um, the fabricator, the candle making station, or the juice fizzer, or the woodworking table. The juice fizzer is super cool, and we'll talk about that later. But
Mhm.
and then you get Recycle Disciple, which she also is too, I think. They're rabid recyclers that benefit from recycling and rummaging for bits and pieces, but should they go too long without indulging in their hobby, they get sad. Um, they enjoy salvaging and rummaging for parts. They get stressed when they don't, and after a time, they'll go mad and get more stress. They'll get mad and get more stressed about the lack of stuff to recycle. And many end up recycling something without permission. So they'll just go take some shit out of your house and just going. There are multiple timers involved in both repurposing and salvaging, and finally doing things in dumpsters like scavenging for parts. So basically, these people are rabid recyclers. They have the reduce, reuse, recycle tattoo on them at all times. Um, they need it.
Yeah, they're a little intense.
They are a lot intense. Okay, so then you have like different aspirations as well, which is basically just like to get your place together. But if you go into the worlds, there are like two sections to the what is that new neighborhood called?
The New World. Oh my god, what is the New World called?
Evergreen Valley.
Evergreen.
Evergreen Terrace, Evergreen Happy Place, whatever it
No,
is.
it's Evergreen Harbor. That's the one.
Okay. Well, Evergreen
Literally.
Harbor, there's like sections to it. Um, there's this one section that looks like you have are living in like looks like you're living in like 1910s New York. Yes. There's so much smoke, and it feels like you're like
Mhm.
in the Industrial Revolution. It's the best, and
Basically.
I really wanted to move my girl there, but she's so eco-friendly that I felt like she might die. Um, but I want to make somebody who's like loves smog. I want somebody else
Just
to move there.
we'll talk about it, but Carlson's guide has a couple of like let's play ideas, I guess. And one of them is making someone who's like materialistic and evil and having them live in industrial and make the world more industrial, which I think is pretty fun.
I oh, by the way, we didn't talk about, but the candle making station is bomb, except when your sim burns themselves. But it's so cool. There's so many candles in my Sim's little house right now because she just keeps making them.
I haven't played with candles yet. I'm still I'm still trying to figure out how to get like supplies. Is that bad? Like I'm still trying to work on bits. There's like so many things to get. You have to get the bits and the pieces and the influence points and the materials and the dyes and it's just a lot. And so I'm still kind of working on that, but I don't know. It just felt like a lot of changes because with even without the pack, you know, the bill system changed with that update.
Oh
The
yeah.
the inventory is totally different now. I just feel like so much got changed that I'm like I don't know what to do now. I'm like feeling
Well, let's
yeah.
talk about that for a second because the billing system really confused me for a second because my sim, she wanted those solar panels. So I was like, okay, cool. So then I put some solar panel. I went and said like solar panels would uh like decrease your bill, and I don't understand when things have like 10 electric or environmental to like one of I was so confused by what that meant, and I had to go to my husband Carl and say, "Hey Carl, like do you know what this means?" And it it's a lot at one time, and the lessons in the game don't help.
They really don't. It's funny. I actually was looking at those too yesterday, and literally gives you the same amount of information that's just in the when you start a new game. So I was like looking, I'm like, okay, because I didn't even know how to get like the bits at first. I was like, where do I get these? I didn't know how to make influence points. And I feel like they didn't give you a really good answer because I greeted a bunch of people and I got like one influence point. I'm like, okay, that doesn't really, I don't know. We'll talk about it,
So
but
in
yeah,
Evergreen Harbor, though, you have 2 apartment lots, 7 residential lots, and 4 community lots. There are 4 apartments in the world, and then Evergreen Harbor, so altogether has 15 lots. There are trash pileups around, so you can't peel them. You can't peel them up. You can't pick them up. So it's really annoying. Like
that is so
behind my
annoying.
Sim's house, it's disgusting. And I really wanted to go and clean it up, but she can't.
Yeah. I
So
wish that because how to clean up those spaces, and it's annoying. Even the pristine world has garbage, which makes no sense to me. But the only way to get rid of the garbage is to pass action plans, neighborhood action plans, NAP. But the issue with action plans is that you can vote for something, but if your neighbors want fucking free love, then boo hoo, you're gonna have to live in trash for the next week because your neighbors won't get rid of free love. So that's frustrating. I know you can like earn more influence points to try to sway them with the vote, but when I was first playing the game, I
You
was
can
so
also
focused.
talk to them to try and convince them. So you either get as many influence points as possible and swing the vote your way, or you go out and you go talk to them. And I think that was to sort of, point to the fact of you either use your dollars to bring around change, or you have to go out there and campaign, because that's
Yeah.
kind of like what's been happening.
But you have to have a significant relationship with them. I think that was my
Yeah.
issue is I was just greeting them, get to know, friendly joke, and then trying to influence them, and that wasn't working. Like you literally have to basically be friends with them. So what is that, like a 30 or 40% friend like
yeah, it's annoying.
green? So that's kind of frustrating because I'm like the first day I was playing when the voting was happening, I was so focused on making like trying to do the fabricator and the recycling and the dumpster. I was so focused on that stuff I wasn't paying enough attention to the neighborhood action plan. And so it ended up getting, I think it passed the neighborhood brawl or neighborhood whatever. And I'm like, that's annoying. And it's so, I hate that one because literally your sim just walks onto a lot and like 10 people attack them. And I'm like, really? Can we calm this down? And then now it's the free love thing. And I'm just like, I don't know. I can never get enough influence points to sway people. But I figured out just like posting on social media, you get influence points. So I'm just having my Sims now just post continuously to social media to gain points. And that's about all I figured out.
So also you have a different like career. It's civil designer, and you get to get involved in planning and designing solutions to all kinds of environmental problems. However, you still can't clean up trash.
Yeah.
But
Yep.
my I just gonna call these are there's hobbies like fabricating, juice fizzing, and candle making, and um bug growing.
Yeah. Bugs. We'll talk about
I don't like
bugs.
it. But can we talk about for a second that juice fizzing made me laugh because it threw me right back to our spa day. A spa day talk and that, and because you can make kombucha, and I was like, gross,
Yep.
gross,
Yep.
kombucha.
Mm-hmm.
And these kombuchas, they do things.
Of
They
course they
have
do because they're alive.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
they have different effects. They could be good, they could be bad. You could make a fizzy juice from plasma fruit, which will have a good effect upon your vampire sims and make your non-vampire sims uncomfortable. It
Uncomfort table.
it's a thing. I mean, honestly, kombucha makes me uncomfortable too. So, same thing, I guess.
Yeah, it's one of those things is like you either love it or you hate it. I feel it's a very diversive item. Is
And
that
I'm
it?
on the side of hate it.
I know. I try it And I'm like, oh, I'm going to be healthy and drink kombucha. And I try a little bit and I'm like, I don't know if I'm feeling that.
Like,
But yes.
ugh.
But I feel like, because the way like, there's action plans, like, that's for juicing. And I feel like they're kind of implying that it's basically, it's like more alcohol than kombucha, if you know what I mean. Like, I feel like they're really pushing, like, it basically everyone being alcoholics, which I don't know. I don't
No,
know how
they're
I feel
getting
about that.
no, they're getting juiced, okay? It's
Getting
juice.
juiced. They're joining Marcus Flex and getting juiced.
Fucking Marcus Flex.
Having
Every
lived with an
episode, guys.
alcoholic makes me uncomfortable.
Every episode, Marcus Flex.
Well, should we talk about the bugs really quick? Because I feel the need
I
to
don't want
tell.
it.
I mean, gross.
I don't
That
want it.
whole thing grosses me out, and I
Yeah,
okay, you go right ahead.
that and the meat wall just
Yeah.
ugh.
Yeah, there's a meat wall. Okay, so basically you can get a couple of different types of bugs. I think there's what, 4 or 5 different types of bugs. And what you can use them for is biofuel. So any bug can make biofuel. And that's used to power generators without causing pollution. So that's if you're trying to avoid pollution. You can make grub meal. So that comes from grubs and it can be used on the grill to make mealworm dogs. So that's a thing.
No,
You can
it's not.
also
Gross.
you can also get crickets, and crickets make cricket flour, and that
No.
can be you can use
No.
use it for a couple of different dishes, like 3 to 4
No.
dishes in the oven.
No,
And you can make popcorn crickets,
no.
and then there's bombardier beetle nuggets. They require level 5 cooking to use in the oven, and you can make bombardier beetle stir fry.
And then just throw it straight in the trash where it belongs.
I'm so grossed out right now. It's not even funny.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
my
It's
stomach hurts. This bang is turning into my stomach right now.
The issue is, so right now there is a. I personally think there's a bug with the
A bug, you say?
insect. Oh, there's a bug with the bug. So you have to literally like nurture them, like continuously, basically for 24 hours, and their needs like never go up or whatever. Because it's an interaction like the bee box that we got in season.
So
So you have
you're gonna
to.
nurture your bugs and then eat them? That sounds
I
horrible.
know, isn't it gross? Yeah,
I
so you have to
can't.
like continuously, hug them. There is a mod, we'll link it in the show
Did you
notes, but
say
it's
hug them?
yeah, you hug them. And it's like a long interaction too. They like hug them, and that's why in the trailer, remember everyone thought that the grub bug was a chick because they were like rocking it back and forth and like holding it against their cheek. Like it's a long interaction that they just hold the little bug. Anywho, there is a mod to fix so basically you don't have to spend like 10 hours hugging these bugs just to get fucking, for them to grow and be able to be usable. It's by Little Miss Sam, and we'll put it up. But yeah, so
That's
hopefully
a
that gets
terrible
fixed.
thing, though. That's like literally here, take these creatures, nurture them, bond with them, and then devour them.
And
Yeah,
then
or just
eat them.
grind them up for biofuel. Ooh.
Y'all are literally grossing me out so hard right now that
I
I'm
am
just
just
can we
sitting
can
here
we just move
like
on?
hugging my shoulders like can we not? Let's talk about the meat wall. It's not better, but at least it's not bugs.
At least it's a meat wall.
I am disturbed.
Basically, you have your vertical planter boxes now, which are great.
I
They
love
save
them.
space. They're fantastic. I love them. And apparently you can grow like plant-based meat, but it looks like a wall of actual meat, like a
Yeah.
slab of like marbled fatty beef.
Uh-huh.
And you can then use your sim just uses a knife to like slice the slab off, and I do not enjoy that. It makes me uncomfortable.
I just don't know why you'd want a meat roll.
I don't know either, but it's
Like,
the
is
thing.
it like in your living room? Where do you put it? Like,
I
where
have
do you
two
put the meat
It's
roll?
questions.
a
Actually,
plant.
I have 3 questions to the developers. 3 questions. 1, who came up with this? 2,
Who hurt them?
what were they on? And 3, can I have some? Because it seems very potent.
I'm just like, who hurt you? Like, why?
Okay, you ready? I know this is what you do. To get the meat plant wall, get a job as a civil engineer. After the third promotion, you choose green technician as the career path. After you've had your fourth promotion, you'll be a design guru. Then you have the option to buy the OK Boomer vertical planter. Then you can click the planter and get grow cruelty free meat. You can
I'm
eat the
sorry.
meat.
I'm sorry. Can I interrupt just a minute? Did you say A-OK boomer?
Mm-hmm.
That's what I thought you said.
I'm
Okay, continue.
sorry. What?
Mm-hmm. 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 A-OK Boomer Vertical Planter.
Oh
How much you
shit!
want to bet that it was a fucking boomer who came up with that name? Like
I just
realizing
like.
that they were boomers.
I
Ah,
love
fuck
it.
me. That's great. Hey, okay,
So,
boomer.
you can eat it raw, the meat cube, and you have to massage it. That's the other thing. You have to massage it, and it levels up your fitness skill. Would you explain that one to me?
Oh my god, my.
Um,
Oh, why are you massaging the meat?
but when you use it for the dishes, it can count as a vegetable, a fruit, or a faux meat cube. Okay, so basically any meal that needs a fruit, a vegetable, or a faux meat cube, you can use this meat with.
No, no.
But can explain this one to me. Hold on. I don't think vegetarians can eat it though. Yeah, no.
But it's fake meat.
Yeah. If you're a vegetarian, you get uncomfortable and you can't massage the cruelty free meat.
I'm sorry. Vegetarians are like, nope, nope, nope.
Yeah.
Disclaimer from my family neighborhood editor, Melissa. We at Under the Plum Bob do not support massaging meat that is not your own.
Oh my god!
I didn't even think
Oh
about that.
my god!
Oh my god. You can gain fitness skill from massaging meat.
Wait! No! That
Please not go to your neighbor's house and massage their
Jesus
meat. It's
Christ!
not yours.
That is fucked. Oh my god, you guys, we're losing it. We've lost the
Oh,
plot. We've lost absolutely
oh.
lost the plot.
I still have too much of a fever to deal with this. This is not. Oh.
Oh god. Okay, so should we just do like our thoughts about the pack? I mean, honestly, I just okay. I'll talk about my experience. So
Let me just put it this way first. We could do a two-parter about it, but we won't. And here's why.
no, here's why. It kind of just sucks. Like everything about this pack just kind of sucks. I feel like it's needlessly complicated. And I've been seeing on Twitter, oh my god, it was so easy to do XYZ. I fucking tried doing something, just moving good or bad, and I could not make anything happen. Could not get the neighborhood action plans I wanted. I was literally bouncing from household to household to household trying to make this shit happen. Could not make it work. I deleted lots. I literally went to every single neighborhood and added a solar panel and the wind turbine and the recycling thing on all the lots, and nothing changed. I One neighborhood action plan made me get rid of my recycling thing, which I was like, are you serious? Like I was getting charged to have a recycling thing in my lot. So I just you know, I don't know if I love Evergreen Harbor. I like the little apartments though, so I could see myself just doing a normal game and living in the apartments because I really like those. Um, I like the stuff, but trying to change the footprint just I got really hung up on that and it just pissed me right the fuck off. And so this morning I was looking up YouTubers because I was like, okay, am I stupid? Am I just not doing this right? So I looked up YouTubers and I was watching a Plumbella video and she literally had to make a cheat happen to make it industrial. Like she couldn't change it either. So that made me feel a little bit better.
um,
But yeah.
I just want everybody to do me a favor. I want you to go to Create a Sim and make the walk that jaunty dumbass walk where they're like, super happy or whatever. And then I want you to take your sim and have them walk around the fucking janky part of Evergreen Harbor because it's comical. Because it's like all smoggy and gross. They're just like, like I'm walking on sunshine. Wow. And it's like all this like smog and shit.
And
It's
everybody around
great.
you is just coughing their lungs out like,
Oh my
And they're just
god.
like, da 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 da.
yeah,
Oh my god. Okay, I'm gonna have to
yeah.
make a picture of that. That's funny.
It's
Uh,
fucking hilarious. I
I
would
love the
recommend.
Tinker Family though. Have you guys played with the Tinker Family yet?
You know I
Yes.
don't
Can we
play with
just talk about the
brownies.
fact
Yes.
that there are two families in this pack that are like legit established lesbian mothers?
Mhm. Yep. I know. I already have a Let's Play idea for the Tinker Family. So I'm gonna have, Tina and Yasmin are the moms, and then Olive. I'm gonna grow Olive up to go to college and then become like a civil engineer or something like that. That's my goal with Olive. She's gonna be like her mom's. Um, but yeah, I mean, it's if you're not trying to accomplish anything, it's fine. The neighborhood action plans is a fun concept. um I love all the different ways to make power. I think it's fun. It's just like really complicated, like trying to figure out what the bits are and how to get influence points and da da da. But once you kind of get that a little bit figured out, it's a little easier. But I just ended up just playing the Tinker Family just normally, like just having them do their freelancing jobs and making sure Olive did her homework, and that was more fun for me than trying to do anything with the neighborhood. You know what I mean?
I mean, I feel like they're just trying to make it real. Like, do you know how hard it is to get people to be on your like reduced
Oh, yeah.
recycle plan, and how hard it is to
Mm.
to change the ever loving smog in your life? And I think honestly, to play my lovely little like I love the devs, I love you guys, and maybe they were like people were like it was just so easy to be a friend of the ocean, and that Strangerville thing was just so easy to defeat the mother. Spoiler, and it was this and this, and so they were like, okay, well, fuck you guys, let's make it harder. And then they did, and everybody's like, "It's too hard. I don't know what to do with my hands." And I'm just like, "What the fuck do
Yeah.
you all want from them?"
Yeah, and no, that's 100% true, like and I'm definitely not, like, complaining that it's too hard. I just think it's I don't know, I think it's just a personal thing for me. I don't know if I'm that interested in pursuing
No, I get that. And I
You know what I
also
mean?
It
I
takes away a level of control in a sense with
Yeah,
those neighborhood action plans because if you don't you actually genuinely have to actively campaign to get what you want or constantly make sure that you have enough of those influence points to get what you want, and otherwise you're going to get stuck with like the neighborhood brawl passing or things happening that you don't want to happen. And yes, you can turn it off, but like some of those things you might actually want without having to like constantly campaign for it.
I think that's exactly it, and then you have to actively repeal things. It's not like you can just exit out like, "Oh, we got neighborhood brawl, okay, exit that out, and now we get a new one." Like, you keep different action plans until they get repealed.
Yeah.
So, like, that is also frustrating. So, I mean, not frustrating, but just, like, annoying, but I think that's exactly it. I think it's a control thing. There's so much out of your control with this pack,
Yep.
and so much was changed just with the base game, i.e. bills and
The thing is
inventory.
though,
Yeah.
look, my feeling about the pack are the following. I was cautiously optimistic because like it's not a bad pack. The basis for a good pack is there, but it didn't have enough to keep me interested for long. So I was in the new neighborhood. I plopped down some solar panels and a wind turbine, and in less than 2 days, the industrial zone was carbon neutral. Then I made some candles. That was great. Made a tiny home. That was good. The fabricator bot tried to drown me a couple times. I named her GLaDOS, and I think we're best friends now. Um, but like after 3 hours, I was done. I was just like, there's nothing here anymore to keep me interested because, and that's a shame because this is something brand new, something we've never seen before. This is like what
Mhm.
Into the Future was for The Sims 3. This is
Mhm.
new. It's not university or magic or nightlife or anything that's just, being repeated every single generation of every new generation of the game. It's something completely new, and I wanted it to be good. I wanted it to succeed, but it's for me personally, it just didn't grab me. And I just feel like it suffered the same fate as most of the other Sims 4 expansion packs, like big promises, but no real follow through. Like their trailers are they always look great and they get you hyped and they're
Mhm.
amazing. And for like The Sims 3 and The Sims 2, when we got a new trailer or something, the hype was real and that hype was there when you put the pack into your computer and you started playing. You could play for weeks and still discover new things. I play The Sims 3 now and I still discover new things.
Mhm.
The Sims 2, I even still discover new things. But with The Sims 4, it's just always been the trailer gets you hyped, you're excited, you get the pack, you play for 3 hours, and that's it.
I
You're
Yeah.
done. You've seen it all.
I don't
Or
know if I agree with that. Like,
I
I don't know if
just,
it's 3 hours. I just don't know if it's it almost seems like, and I don't know why this is, but it seems like there's some people where it's so easy to make these like university is so easy to them, Strangerville is so easy to them, this pack to make these changes is so it happens so quickly that you get lost. But then for other players, or not you get lost, you get bored. But for other players, it just seems so needlessly complicated, or it takes 10 times longer to make anything
that's it.
happen
It's needlessly
that
complicated.
you lose interest. You're like, I have to do 10 steps just to get on part 1 of what needs to be accomplished. Are you kidding
Yep.
me?
I feel like there is I want to delve more into, like the fabricator, because I didn't really do it too much. I was too busy stuck on making candles. But
I just kept getting
um
drowned.
I just I just really I kept burning myself, but I still kept doing it.
Candle
I
making is super fun though, and as someone who's a big fan of candles, and as someone who once spent $200 in a Yankee candle, shut up, mom. No, it's not burning money. They smell good. I love them. Leave me alone. They make me happy. That was super fun, but I feel like that aspect of it is something that won't really be fun for me until Nifty Knitting comes out and we can sell them online.
sure.
Yeah, because right now we only, if you want to do it right, quote unquote, you have to sell them with that.
Yep.
There's a new table, like selling table.
Mhm.
Yep.
I don't know.
Mhm.
I'm more excited to maybe I think maybe I need to delve a little more into it, but I do want to go. I haven't gone to the dirty neighborhood except for just to walk on sunshine real quick, and then I came back. Um, but I don't know. I feel like there are probably some nuances that I'm missing in it, and I'm excited to find them out. I don't hate this pack. I mean, let's see, out of a score of 1 out of 5, I'd probably give it like a 3.5, just because I haven't done too
Yeah.
much.
Yeah, I think a 3 is fine. Like,
I do the same. I gave it 3 plum bombs out of 5. 2 for lack of content, but an extra point for originality.
I think personally, okay, this is the real deal. If you haven't bought this pack yet, I'm going to tell you to wait a hot minute for it. Because
Wait for a
everything
sale.
else, yeah, everything else is on sale right now. So get another pack that's on sale. Wait a minute, let them they've already done at least one update just since the pack has come out, and it came out on the 11th. So like, obviously they know there's massive bugs and massive issues. So a lot of our complaints that we're saying right now could just be that there's bugs with the pack. So I think if I were you, I would wait a little bit, wait until they're done announcing the bugs, wait until your mods, if you have any favorite mods, those have been updated. I don't necessarily think you need to like wait for a sale. Like it is a good pack. There's a lot of depth to it. Obviously, there's lots of casts. There's lots of
Man, that
build buy.
cast.
Cast is really cool. Build buy, we didn't even talk about build buy. Build buy is really, really cool. I love the new decoration items. The furniture is absolutely stunning. So I'm not saying that's a useless pack. I think we all just got caught up so much in trying to like make changes happen. It just kind of all lost the plot a little bit. But I purposely did not spend time in CAS and did not spend time in Build By too much because I wanted to just play the gameplay. So I think now that I've done that, I want to go back to build mode and actually build a cute tiny house that's all green and has the cute wind turbines and all the decorations and everything. Like, I want to do that, and I think my enjoyment for the pack is going to go way up. But yeah, if I were you, I would just wait a little bit, wait till things kind of settle down, wait till some Let's Plays come out and you can figure out exactly how to do things. And then maybe if there's a sale or maybe you have a little extra money, then go ahead and get it. Or bundle if you want to bundle, like whatever you want to do. That's
I
my
agree.
thought.
I think that I feel
It's
like
not worth the $40 in my opinion.
this is my thought. I think that you need to take all opinions with a grain of salt
Yeah. Oh,
because they're all
100%.
personal.
Yes.
And a lot. I feel like some people that may or may not have a large platform on a media that has videos on it are bandwagoners,
Mm.
and I think they don't want to give credit where credit's due, and I think that's why I was, we did have our detractors, but we also had our, like, things I did like about it. I feel like that's something that you should
Mm-hmm.
always keep in
True.
mind too, and also feel like
Mm-hmm.
how do you want to play? For me, it was the
Yes.
storyline. I'm all about storylines, guys. Y'all all know this. So I spent a lot of time making my person and what her storyline was going to be. So I was having a good time cultivating her storyline and smushing it into the game itself. That's why I haven't got to explore too much on the other side, and in Dirty Land, and I haven't gotten to get too far into the game because I'm cultivating her story. And I
Mm.
think that's why I'm maybe enjoying it a little bit more, is because I wasn't just trying to like look at everything at once. I'm just trying to organically think seeing what happens when it happens. Does that
And
make
that's a really
sense?
great point. That's a great point. And I think that was my issue is I was trying to just do everything. I literally went to every household, looked at everything they could do, and I think I got really overwhelmed with all of it and I wasn't enacting the change I wanted. So, yeah, I think definitely take everything with a grain of salt, but and I do agree a lot of the people in the videos definitely seem to all have like the same title, like is it worth it or oh this thing sucks or whatever, and
And the
I like
same opinion
the
and the
same
same
opinion.
reasons.
Mhm.
And
And
it's
it's
like,
like uh yeah,
right?
right.
So,
Yeah. So that's why I mean, I definitely am definitely gonna say it's not my favorite pack. But like if this is you, like if this is you're like, oh my god, I've been waiting for this. All I want is to make my own power and do all these things, then fucking buy it. Like you can do all of that. Like there's nothing inherently wrong with the pack. It's just like really complicated. Like be prepared to put time into it. That's what I
and how
say.
it's all in how you want to play. And if you're a freegan, can you just like shoot us an email? I just have questions. Also, do you go see a doctor on, like, not the reg, but like at least like, once a year? No, maybe? Okay. All right. So,
You've
Jared is
actually given me a good idea. I think I might actually give it another go, but like you said, maybe cultivate a story that I want to play instead of just jumping in and trying to do everything.
Yes, and I wanna just grab this really quick. So Carl, our
husband
lovely
Carl?
Carl, husband Carl, is not a huge fan of this pack. If you go on his guides, he pretty much has a little bit of salt with every
Everyone, yeah,
everything
he
that
does.
he says.
It's just like, sprinkle salt. He's salt
Yeah,
baying this.
he definitely has. So he has a couple
Salt
of
Bay.
he is Salt Bay. Carl has been Salt Bay today. So Carl puts up the thing. There's a Freegan challenge, quote unquote, which is where you just, focus on the Freegan trait. There's a off the grid where you build your house that's off the grid and you just try to play only with making your own power. And it says to play it with the Green Fiend trait. And just work on your handiness and all that stuff. You can do the industrialist, which is where you do try to make it like make your sim suffer. You know, it says play it with the evil trait, so you can see everybody, you know, coughing and uncomfortable or whatever. So he and I liked the way he put it, which is where just take one aspect of the game, focus on that, and make a let's play with that. Um, because it is overwhelming if you just try to do everything. Put every sim in the civil designer career and doing freelancer. There's like the freelancer, they got an update as well. You can be a maker, or you can, yeah, you can be a maker and have clients you have to make stuff for. So I don't know. Anyway, we'll put that link too of Carl so you can see his little plans. I don't know.
All right. Any Jerry Springer final thoughts, guys, about this? I say
Yeah.
give it a shot, play, but go into it with the story in mind as
I will
opposed to
give it a
just
second chance, and I will try
jumping
that,
in
and
and
I will let you know.
trying to
Yeah.
put
I
everything in
would
your house
say
at one time and trying to do everything at
research,
one time.
yeah, and research beforehand how to get beats and pieces, how to get influence points. Like research that beforehand and see how you can make it work with your sim. Because I
Yeah.
know for sure posting on social media, 24-hour live streams, greeting people, making lots of friends, that gets you influence points. And bits and pieces is you recycle them or
And then
you
put
get
them in
them
the
from a
recycle
dumpster.
machine.
Yeah,
You
you
have
get
to
them from
get
a
your
dumpster.
trash and other things, like it can be stuff that you've grown. It could be harvestables and stuff. And you put that in the recycler. That's how you get your bits and pieces.
And it's literally anything you put in your inventory. Like
Yeah,
if you put a book in your inventory, you can recycle that and there's a bit and piece.
all the
So
things.
yeah. So I would say like research that, make sure you understand that concept. I wish more had been explained when the game was first started. I wish they said like bits and pieces, here's how they work. Here's what items can be bits and pieces. Here's this and this. I wish they had laid that out a little bit better, but whatever, you know, I'm not gonna, because that was the thing. One of, because I was playing the Tinker family, and Tina is the maker. So I'm like running around trying to find bits and pieces, and I'm like, okay, it's just the inventory and it's the recycling thing. But then I would recommend having the lot trait that doesn't have the endless dumpster, so you can actually have more garbage on your lot. You know what I mean? It's just like there's a lot of layers to this. So I would say
Like
do
an
your
onion.
research.
It's
Yes,
an onion.
it's an onion.
Onions have layers.
All right. Well,
I
I think that's it
think
on that.
Yeah,
is it
I don't
time
know.
for real talk?
It
I,
So guys, it's time to zoom.
Speaking of
Focus in.
garbage,
Speaking of garbage,
oh God.
so the world is a shit show, literally. Um, and we here at Under the Plum Bob, who, by the way, it's not just who you hear on the episodes. It's we have some behind the scenes queens. We're about a team of what, 12? I
yes, we
think
are.
we're a team of
Yes, we are.
12, and
Mm-hmm.
we have all been feeling and smelling and absorbing the hot
Oh
garbage
yes.
that is the world.
Yep.
And we've been trying to, rally on and, keep calm and sim on while the world burns to pieces. However, we're going to have to try to stop that for a second. We are going to take a teeny tiny, super short hiatus. We're not going away, just a little hiatus. It's a little
We're
bitty one.
basically taking up our annual leave in one go.
Yeah.
We're going to take a little break throughout the month of July, and we understand that for some of you, as you've let us know, our show provided you a small spot of sunshine during these hellish times. So we hear that, and we are not going to take that away from you. So we are going to make some bonus content for you while we take our short break on weekly episodes, because we love you all,
Yeah.
but we're just taking a little break, doing some behind the scenes work, getting our affairs in order.
We're not
Um,
dying.
we are not dying,
Uh-huh.
but we have been doing this show nonstop since October 2018, and it has become tough in the last couple of months.
I mean, seriously, guys, what podcast do you listen to that literally goes straight.
Yeah.
It's been
Yeah, we
almost
haven't.
2 years, and we
We
haven't had
Yeah.
a
have
break.
not missed a single week.
And I will also say this team of people is amazing because we're all still working. We're all working. We all have full-time jobs. A lot of us worked through the COVID-19. So none of us have had literally just a break in general in our own personal lives. But obviously, we have not taken seasons or breaks with the podcast as well. And that's a very
Yeah.
common thing for podcasters to do.
So no
So,
matter what has been
yeah,
happening, we have been powering through it. Like I myself am coming off being sicky six and in quarantine for the past week. So
yeah,
it's
yeah.
the
I mean,
little
that's,
things.
yeah. I mean, with everything that's going on, I think all of our mental health, the world's mental health, needs to be priority number one. And I think taking a month off, there's still awesome podcasts to listen to. I know we still kind of like hold the market for Sims podcasts, which is kind of crazy. But I think, now that we've talked about the new pack, I assume no news is going to come out in the next month.
God,
So,
we still have nifty knitting coming.
oh, that's true. It's still nifty knitting. No,
However,
love to knit. Love to knit is
our, our
my
social
OG.
medias are still going to be up. So follow us on all the
Yes.
social medias, which we'll talk about in a second, for things that might for little snippets of what's going on and what we're doing and stuff like that. I promise we're not going anywhere. Just episodes are going to stop. And a
Yeah.
big reason is, I mean, there's so much happening right now. Like, look, we didn't look, guys. If you don't believe that Black Lives Matter, hi, I'm a Black Live. Me.
Mhm.
Me. I'm one. My family is one. I've got nephews. You know what I mean? Like, I've
Mhm.
got a niece, and they're all blackety black, 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 black. Black. And I don't want them to feel like my nephews if they want to go skateboarding down the street or walking around with their friends or just walking around listening to our headphones and not paying attention to what's going on around them, that my sister has to be worried or I have to be worried.
Yeah.
So yes, they matter. And if anyone tweets, Instagrams, messages, whatever, that all lives matter, please
Oh,
understand that I'm going to take my entire hand
oh,
and fucking reach
look,
down your throat and punch your organs.
look, look.
You'll just get a
I
quick block, just a quick block.
I have feelings. I Vanity, I told you about this. You feel the pain with me. But one of the voice actors from Dragon Age, that voices a character that we both really really like,
Maybe.
has come out as a supporter of All Lives Matter and has doubled down about that. And let me just, I the one thing that I saw about the whole All Lives Matter issue, it's just so easy to understand if you just open your ear holes and listen.
It is.
Yes, all houses matter, but that doesn't mean that if one house is on fire, you're going to hose down all the other houses in the neighborhood because
Mhm.
there's only one on fire. And
Mhm.
that is the house that matters at the moment.
Mhm.
All houses are important, but there's only one on fire. So we
Exactly.
kind of have to focus on that one.
And it doesn't matter if that other house has bad roof or the foundation is caving in or whatever that house went through, that there is a fucking house on fire and it is our job as a society to take care of it. And while I am not a Black person, I am a teacher of Black students, and these students are so lovely and beautiful and important to me. And the concept of them having to learn how to act around fucking police officers is disgusting. And, I just get really boiled when I think about this stuff because I just think about these beautiful students. And I think especially about the Black students, and especially about the Black students who have mental illness issues or have a certain disability. I think about the potential, like, they could get fucking killed for no reason. And it haunts me when I think about these students growing up and going out into the world that we're in right now.
Uh,
There's
So
there's so
it's
many times that I heard people say, "Oh, but I don't see color." Well, that's a problem because you
that's
should.
and I don't
yeah,
because
understand why people say
because
that because my color is very
yeah.
prevalent. You
yeah,
can't not see it. It's me.
yeah.
It's
And
not
it should
it's
be celebrated. Like, how often do I talk about being Puerto Rican or being Scottish or whatever, even though I was not raised in a Puerto Rican household, I was just raised by my family was not taught about their like culture and their history. They were just taught, just to be a white person or whatever. Like I still celebrate that because that's what makes me up, you know what I mean? And it should be celebrated and we should be excited about our cultures. It's not something that we should be
Yep.
fighting against or anything like that. Like especially in America where it's a melting pot. We have so many different cultures here. It should be celebrated. It should be
Yep.
exciting. It should be a beautiful thing, not a I don't see color so your
Yeah.
problems are invalid to
And
me.
Because the
and as
problem as well. Sorry, go ahead.
no, 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 you're fine.
The issue that I have with people who say I don't see color is that they don't see the danger that comes with having a certain skin color, because most of these people are
Yes.
white people and don't
Yes.
have that problem.
They don't have
I am one of
Mhm.
those pasty ass white people who won't have that trouble. I'm a woman, that comes with a whole other bag of trouble, but that's not what we're talking about. But I
No.
am a white person. I will never be racially profiled at an airport. I will never be pulled over
Exactly.
on the street for no reason. I will never be stopped and searched for no reason. I don't have that problem. I don't have to worry about someone breaking down my door and shooting me in my own fucking house while I'm asleep in bed in the middle of the night, which is disgusting, by the way. It
I
Exactly.
just,
just when you say when coming from a person of color, when you say I don't see color, you are literally invalidating me.
there you go.
Yes.
You are
That's exactly
invalidating
it.
me, my essence, and who I am as a person.
Mhm.
So you saying you don't see color is you saying you don't see me. And
Yep.
that is really, really troubling. And I grew up with my father telling me that you've got two strikes against you. You are black and you are a woman. So don't give anybody any other reason to give you that third strike.
Mhm.
I can bet you right now, most of y'all have never heard that from your parents. You know what I mean? Like, but I grew up
No?
with that always,
Mhm.
always. And I don't give a shit if you say, oh, well, I got harassed by the cops too, and I'm a white man or I'm a white woman. I don't give a fuck if your one incident happened that one time.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't care. Yes, you probably were. Maybe you weren't doing anything, and I'm sorry that happened to you. But that doesn't happen all the time. And
No.
if you say black on black crime is a problem, I'm
Oh,
going to
get the
literally,
fuck
again,
out.
take my
Get the
foot
fuck
and
out of
put it the
here.
other way to meet my arm that's in your mouth.
Yeah.
And then if you say, well, black people, they commit all the crimes. No, sweetie, they don't. They're just the ones who are prosecuted for this crime that you got
Mhm.
let go from.
There you
Please,
go.
Mhm.
please, please,
Mhm.
please, 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 if you take nothing else from this whole rant about this, is please go and take your Netflix. And if you don't have Netflix, I bet somebody you
Mhm.
know has Netflix, and go watch 13th. And I think actually
Mhm.
right now you can watch these things without even having a Netflix account.
Yes.
So go. There's a documentary called 13th, and it is one of those things. And they're all everybody who's in it is a very educated people. You're not get you know what I mean, whatever it is, which shouldn't matter because they're doesn't matter if they're college educated or not, but they are.
Mhm.
Watch it, understand it, take a minute, absorb the information, just go into it with nothing else in your brain, but I want to
Mhm.
learn, and then come back to me, and we go from there.
Mhm.
Okay?
And while you're at it, maybe watch John Oliver's bit on the whole Black
Yes.
Lives Matter thing.
I
And
have
while
I
you're at
posted on
it,
my Facebook.
Yeah.
also watch his show that he did on racial bias in medicine.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh,
Do you
I
know
just
that?
watched that.
And
Yep.
this, guys, just so you know, do you know that black women have one of the highest mortality rates for for
Childbirth.
pregnancy for childbirth
Mhm.
than third world countries?
Mhm.
I want you to let that sink in, okay? He's knocking at the door. Let him in. That's a
That's
full
a
ass
fact.
fact, okay?
Mhm.
And wonder why. Wonder why I had to go to three different doctors for my mental health problem. And then finally the only one who understood me and took my what I said was important was another black woman.
Mhm.
Explain to me that. Riddle me
Mhm.
this, Batman. And if you're having a moment thinking, okay, Vanity, okay, Ava, okay, Marissa, like I hear you, I'm all about it. What can I do to help? Because I'm just a pasty white person sitting at my house. You know what you can do? You can donate to causes that need funding. And if you don't want to,
Mhm.
Black Lives Matter, the Black Vision Collective, Reclaim the Block, the George Floyd Memorial Fund, NAACP Legal Defense, American
Mhm.
Civil Liberties Union, National Bail Fund, National Police Accountability Project, Know
Mhm.
Your Rights, do these things, okay? And if you're like,
Mhm.
you know what? I don't have any money. I understand that. It's a hard time right now. You don't have the money to donate. Totally fine. By the way, even dollar helps. But if you don't have that dollar, I'm not going to hurt you for it. Go to a protest. Show up to a
Mhm.
town hall meeting. Show up
Mhm.
and support, even if you have nothing to say. Because if you show up to a town hall meeting and there are Black people speaking and you are not Black, sit the fuck down and just be a supportive
Mhm.
person. We don't need your your Captain Save a Home mentality. I just need you to sit down and listen and show your support and solidarity. Okay. And if
Mhm.
not, you're like, I can't go to town home. It's not in my app. Sign a petition. And there are
Mhm.
petitions for Ahmaud Arbery. There are petitions for justice for George Floyd. There are petitions everywhere. Okay. And
Mhm.
the biggest one, if you are in the Americas, is register to vote and
Yes.
mother trucking vote, not just in the presidential campaign, not just
Mhm.
that, because at the end of the day, that's not the entire Senate and Congress is up for real. It's up right now.
Mhm.
You need to go vote. Vote in people of color. Vote
Mhm.
in women. Vote
Mhm.
in younger people. The Senate and the House are full of old ass white men. Vote them the fuck out.
And we're talking 80s old. We're
They're
talking
all so old.
80 years old. They will never understand these struggles that Americans are dealing with right now. They
These
will
people
never
lived
understand it.
They are the
these
ultimate okay
people
boomer. Just
these
get them
people
out.
lived through the
Mhm.
civil rights movement and still don't give a fuck. Okay?
Exactly.
These people
Exactly.
were sitting down in towns where they walked around with white hoods and burning crosses and probably like, not my problem. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly. Exactly. It's been proven they are not going to make any changes. So why are we pressuring them to make changes? Get them the fuck out and get people who will.
Okay. And then if you live in the UK, you need to find out about your local MP's record on racial issues using the Way They Work for You website. You need to figure out who is what they stand for, what they care, because
Yep.
this is not just a US issue. This is a global fucking issue. You
Yes.
need to make sure that I mean, the whole reason Brexit is happening is because they didn't want immigrants in their town, and now look what happens.
Yes.
Now they're gonna have no money. So
Exactly.
I'm gonna need you guys to do me a favor. Take a minute, take a break from your Sims for 1 minute and go register to vote, see when your local elections are, and if it takes no skin off your nose, registering to vote is free, free, free. And if you don't have you don't have a ride to vote, you don't know where to vote, there are services that will drive you to the polling center. You don't,
Mhm.
and for free. You do
Mhm.
look that up. A quick Google. I shouldn't have to tell you how to Google. Google is not that hard. A quick Google will tell you free rides to election spots. They will do that for you. Most of the big rideshare companies will have a code for it. Google tried to help me.
Oh,
Um,
your Google's going off.
my Google, yeah,
Also, absentee ballots are a thing as well. So you
they
can,
are.
your county will send that to you, and you can
And
get
they
more
are
information on
not
that.
a source of fraud, as some
No.
And
people would
if
like to believe.
and if for whatever reason you're not able to get to your polling place, or your polling place is closed, or you're feeling your area
You're
has
immune
been
compromised.
something like that, or
Yeah.
there's some kind of suppression for your vote for your at your polling place, which still fucking happens, by the way,
Yep.
you need to report that. That is not okay. You need to post that shit all over your social medias. You need to use your voice, especially if you are of the paler persuasion. Your voice is more listened to than us of the darker persuasion, because fucking America. Use your
True.
voice for us.
Yeah.
Support our voices with your voice. Okay, thanks.
I always hear like a lot of Americans going on about it's our right this, it's our right that, and we're gonna fight for our right. Well, voting is your right, so
Yeah.
fucking fight for it. Don't let anyone take it away from you. In
Yeah.
Belgium, it's mandatory. We have to go vote, and honestly, maybe in America that would be a good thing too, to make
If
that a
I hear
thing.
one more
You have to
person
go
saying
vote.
that my vote doesn't count because I live in a red state or my vote doesn't count
Yeah.
because of whatever, I need you to remember that Trump won barely. He
Yeah.
didn't win
And
the popular
because
vote. He won, and
no.
because the bigger. Also, can you talk about how? Just take a minute, go to Adam Ruins Everything, talk about electoral colleges.
Yep.
And maybe let's talk about
Mhm.
abolishing
That's
that.
that is some
Let's get
Yeah.
complicated
let's get on
Let's
that
bullshit
line.
that
give
I
voting
don't
rights
understand.
let's give
Elec-
voting rights back to people who've been in prison. How about that? Because
yeah.
that's basically modern Jim Crow laws,
It is. And
honestly.
if we can abolish electoral colleges, that means that we have the power to actually vote people in as opposed to, okay, everybody popularly wanted this person, America wanted this person, but the electoral colleges did not. That is stupid and it is ridiculous. And it's why we only have a two-party system. So
Exactly.
we need to go out and I mean, especially you Gen Zers, man, y'all are fucking empowered with you
Wild.
guys are empowered with Cheeto dust and fucking Red Bull. And I need you guys to use that empowerment and go.
Yeah.
Go, my little ducklings. Go.
Yeah. Fucking abolish the police and fucking take down the government. Let's do this. Let's make it a safer place for every single human. Let's give every single human a fucking spot at the table. Because if you have issues with the Black Lives Matter movement, you are basically saying that Black people don't deserve to sit at the fucking same table as you. That is what you're saying.
And
Everyone
man,
deserves a spot at the fucking table, equal opportunity as to everybody
we
else.
all
That's it.
deserve this. There's enough food for everybody, so stop fucking hoarding it and let us all have a piece. So,
Exactly. They're not, nobody's asking for more. No one's asking for better than. We're asking for the same fucking basic human rights, not to get shot by leaving your house. That's it.
That's the thing.
That's
Like
it.
I think
treating people equally does not take away from those who already have. You
Yeah.
and I are not going to lose anything.
We shouldn't be putting people down to keep ourselves up. That's the most malarkey thing I've ever heard in my life. White people started the race fucking hundreds of years ago. People of color are just getting in the race now. So if honestly, if you are here like I don't want my stuff to get taken from Black people, then get the fuck off of this podcast because you're actually an idiot and I don't even want to be associated with you because I don't
Yep.
know if we can block that,
and
but that's just
and
the biggest pile of
if
bullshit I've ever
you
heard.
have been listening to this whole spiel and all you could think of is, I just want my gaming podcast to be about games. I use this as an escape.
Ugh.
Bitch, I can't escape, so neither can you.
I did want to say, if you have the privilege to learn about racism instead of experiencing it, then you need to do everything in your power to help the Black Lives Matter movement.
And that, by the way, is your white privilege. I don't give a shit if you live in the slummest of slums and you po. Understand that the fact that you get to learn about something and not experience something is your white privilege.
Hmm.
The white privilege does not mean that you have the privilege of being rich or the privilege of this. It means you have the privilege of, even at your grubbiest, sitting next to me, you'll get listened to before I would.
Exactly.
So that's your fucking privilege.
Yeah. White people have the ability to pull themselves up by the bootstraps and make their lives happen. And Black people just don't have that. They don't have the boots to pull themselves up. So that's
And if
it.
we do have the boots, someone steals them.
Yeah.
The
Or
American
kills
dream,
you.
but only if you're white, right?
All
Yeah.
right? Am I right though? Am I
Yeah.
Yep.
right? And if you
And if you're listening to this and you're like, fuck yeah, this is exactly how I feel, like, yep, you guys are preaching to the choir, like, thank you. Hang out with us, follow us on social media, hang out with us through this month hiatus. And, we'll make it work
Also,
together.
let's all do our part. Let's support Black owned businesses. Let's lift up Black
100%.
creators, Black artists. Let's just
yeah, if you're gonna be
use the white privilege that we have
Yep.
to sit the fuck down, shut the fuck up, and raise up those whose voices need to be
if
heard
you're gonna
now.
order a meal this week and you're like ordering out because you don't feel like cooking, maybe Google and see what's in your local area that's a black-owned business that you can
Mhm.
order from. I bet you get some bomb-ass food. You know what I'm just
Mhm.
saying? If
Yep.
you're like, "I'm gonna go you know what? I wanna buy something on Etsy." How about you find a black-owned business to buy from? Or if you're
Yeah.
like, "Hey, you know what? I need to get my dog groomed." How about you find a black-owned groomers? They're out
Yeah.
there. And you just kind
Yep.
of do that extra step instead of doing what you normally do. Just that one extra
Yeah.
spot in the G word that I can't say or she's gonna come talk to me again. One extra effort. Just put it into the G word and say black owned, whatever you're looking for.
Yeah. Makeup, hair care, clothing brands, anything. Anything you need right now. Even going to Target, they will list what is black owned.
Hmm.
Purchase from the black owned companies. Let's just, you know, we what makes change happen? Money. So if we pour our money into the black community, what changes can happen through that? Let's reverse this cycle because this cycle has been going on for long enough. You
Break
know,
the chain. And say one last piece. Um, Black Lives Matter, Black
Yes, they
women
do.
lives matter, because all you
Yes, they
fucking
do.
see trending is all of the
Mhm.
dudes that got murdered, which I get, yes, but how about we talk about those women for a second? Okay?
yeah. We talk about trans women for a second, trans
Trans
men.
women's lives matter. So, guys, on that note, um, we love you all. And
We
I hope
do.
that you guys learned something. And I hope that you guys take this little break and don't leave us. We're still gonna
No,
still re-listen to some old episodes. I think we're still be doing the Twitches and stuff. If I mean, it's not gonna be gone. It's just gonna be kind of a, 4 less episodes for your ear holes.
but
But
there
we're
are still going to be bonus episodes.
yes, and
So if you
Yeah.
want to hear Vanity and I talk about our cats, there's going to
yeah.
be bonus content coming through the entire month that we're on hiatus. You're not going to get any regular Sims episodes, but you're going to hear Vanity and I waffle on about our cats. We might even do our second BioWare episode
Hmm.
because we still have to do
We
that.
do.
So if you
Mhm.
want to hear us talk more about Dragon Age and Mass Effect, if you enjoyed that, we can keep talking. We can do episode 2, we can do episode 3, 4, 15. We can just
We
Yeah.
keep
can
waffling
debut
on.
under the popcorn. Who knows?
Fuck yeah! You want to hear us
Yeah.
talk about a movie? Fucking pick a movie, make us watch it. We will talk about it. Because in
Yeah.
case you hadn't noticed, we've been going for almost 2 hours. We can talk about anything.
Oh yeah.
But
I mean, yeah.
seriously,
And I hope that you see that why we're taking a break. We need a break. We are
We're all a
taking
bit
this
tightly
time.
wound right now.
We're exactly, and there's a lot to be tightly wound about. We have every right. We're angry. I can't even imagine what this is like for you, Vandy. I'm not even going to attempt to imagine because I already feel like I have a bitter, literally a bitter, burning, angry seed in my heart. And I cannot imagine that. And that's just literally a fraction of a percentage of what every Black American is feeling right now. And if you won't recognize that angry feeling, please recognize it. Please understand your privilege and recognize it and fucking do something about it. Donating, raising up Black voices is what we need to do right now. And change will happen. Look at the Brandon Taylor. Now it is illegal for police to just barge in and kill people. It's illegal for that to happen now.
well, why
Look
wasn't it
at
illegal
I
before?
know, I know, I
I don't
know. Yes. Look
understand.
at Lord.
Sorry. Can you repeat that?
Yes.
Can you just repeat
So
that for a minute?
yes. So
Repeat what?
previously,
Previously
police were
previously
allowed
on America's Stupid,
police were allowed to just walk into houses and
unannounced.
unannounced for arrests, and if they felt they were quote unquote threatened, shoot whoever they wanted. So what happened with Brennan Taylor is
Brianna, by
that
the way.
Brianna Taylor is that she was sleeping in her bed with her boyfriend, fiance, husband, I don't remember now,
I heard.
um,
I
with her
heard.
partner, and obviously her partner heard someone come in and obviously gets his gun because he is a fucking American person and he's like, hey, an intruder is breaking into our house. So he gets his gun out and they shoot the sleeping Brianna Taylor because that makes
They shoot
sense.
at him because he had a
They
gun
shoot at
out in his
him
own home, and ends up hitting her while she was still asleep.
while she was asleep and gets shot to death. And guess what? He went to jail.
Her partner went to jail
Her
for,
partner went to jail.
pulling a
I'm sorry, I
gun
don't remember his
on
name right now. I don't remember his
for
name
pulling
off
a
the top of
gun
my head.
on.
For pulling a gun on police. Even though they walked in, they went into their house in the middle of the night unannounced without saying, "We're the police, we're arresting you."
Side
Nothing.
note, guys, just so you know, just to add more salt to your wound, Ava, it was the wrong house.
And it was the wrong house. Yes, it was the wrong house. And may I tell you, this is
Why?
not the first time that this has happened where police have walked into the wrong house, guns blazing, and then later blamed the black victims
Why
for
is that
having
a
weed,
thing?
for having drugs, for having a firearm in their own fucking house, even though the police had no business being in their house to begin
Yeah.
with.
I mean, we can just
So
talk
this
about
is
that
a
one that happened in
huge,
last year.
yes,
Atiana Jefferson out in Fort Worth, which is my neighborhood.
yep,
How she was playing video games with her nephew, and her door was open, and the neighbor called just for a wellness check because it was like 2 in the morning and her door was cracked open. Her front door was open, so he called for a wellness check, and the cop that showed up
yep,
for the wellness check saw a light or some whatever. He just shot into the house.
imagined, yeah. He shot. That's what you do in a wellness check, right? You just shoot into the house. That's what a wellness check means in America. Yeah,
I
that's
mean,
what we're
he literally
talking about.
called.
Why?
These
He
are
didn't even
real
call 911. He
things.
called a non-emergency number. He didn't
Yeah,
even call
Why are
911.
people dumb?
yeah.
And they just
Trayvon
shot
Martin.
her while she's sitting on the
Trayvon
couch with
Martin
her nephew.
was walking down the street with candy and a soda in his hoodie. Just walking down the street minding his business, and a fucking random guy shot him for no reason. I mean, this is what we're talking about.
Botham
This
Jean
is
was eating ice cream in his living room, and that cop opened the door, thought it was her house, thought she saw an intruder. It wasn't even her fucking apartment, and
wasn't her
shot him.
house, and shot him. And she got off. She did not go to jail. She did not
She
get
don't know.
charged for
She went to
murder.
jail.
She did?
Hmm.
Oh, I missed that article. Oh,
I mean, look,
thank God, because they weren't going to send her.
it's my neck of the woods. So
Okay,
yeah,
because they weren't going to forever. They had to really fight.
they did. They had to
Anyway,
fight.
anyway.
We need to
So that's what we're
stop.
talking about. That's what we're talking about. These are real stories that really happen. And for every single one of these black people who have died for no fucking reason, how many white people have died? And if they have died, that police went to jail, that police got their license taken away. This is what kills me, is that if a person kills a police officer, which is tragic and horrible and I never want it to happen, but if it happens, that person goes to jail, that person gets prosecuted, the police family gets paid for, the funeral gets paid for, they get the respect of the community. It is a tragic situation. When a black person gets killed by a police officer, it's immediately, well, what was he doing? Well, was he being a
And they
criminal?
pull
Was
up
she
every single bad thing they've ever
every
done in
single
their
bad thing?
entire
Well, if
life.
they got a DUI 10 years ago, well, they had an ounce of weed in their back pocket, in their closet, in
Well,
the back of the
they
house.
went to jail that
So
one time, and I was
they
like,
went to
okay,
jail that one time. They were homeless for a couple of years. Ooh, what does that mean? Are they into evil things? It doesn't fucking matter.
it doesn't. And all by the way, she shot that guy and killed him, and she only got 10 years in prison. Definitely give you that heads up.
Yeah,
And she only has to serve 5 years before she can be eligible for parole for
yeah.
walking into somebody else's home and murdering them.
And she was not on duty. She was
Nope.
going home. She thought it was her home.
And
She
it
got
couldn't be her
confused.
home because they use fucking hotel keys, and he has a giant red mat in front of his apartment, and she does not. But
I
whatever.
know.
Sorry,
Yeah. It
I'm
was
never
just
gonna let that go. But anyway,
neither am I. I was screaming when that story came out. I was
so
just screaming.
So guys, we've been talking for 2 hours, and this is our last episode for a while. And if you've been on this last little 30-minute tangent of ours, not even a tangent, it was deliberate, fucking
Yeah.
deliberate. I want if you guys have any thoughts, questions, comments, concerns, whatever, tweet at us. We're on Twitter and Instagram at PlumBobCast, Reddit, PlumBob Podcast, Under the PlumBob Podcast on Facebook and Tumblr. And you can also just shoot us an email if you want to keep it like private and you don't want to
Yeah.
like put it in the public social meds, then just under the plum bob podcast at gmail.com, just email us if you have something that you want us to do when we come back from hiatus, or you want to just kind of open a dialogue of discussion, or if you like, hey, I would love to hear Under the Popcorn or whatever, you have a movie you want us to watch, just let us know. Make sure that it's accessible on Netflix because Hulu is not available in Belgium. So if you want us to watch something, it has to be on Netflix.
Hmm.
But yeah, so seriously, we don't want to make this a Debbie Downer, but life is right now it's a Debbie Downer. So if I have to be
Yeah.
down, so do you. But don't
Yeah.
don't be sad. Don't be sad and be angry. Be outraged
Yes.
and go and enact change. Do it for
Yeah.
me. Do it for that black person you might have saw on the street there like, "Oh, you're cool." Do it for Beyonce because people just happen to love Beyonce. Do it for the you will consume the media. You will consume their movies, music, and style and food. So if you're going to do that, then you need to give back. If
Mm-hmm.
you are on the Bay Hive and you love all those emo rappers or whatever. Okay, fine, that's great. You love that? I'm so happy that you love that. Now fucking thank you for consuming it. Now fucking give back to it.
Also, just please keep in mind that if you are American, and like even in this case in Belgium, like in most countries, you are literally walking on the ground that was paved by people of color, and those people deserve your respect and your support now. So please, fucking please, just do something, anything. Don't just sit there and let it pass you by. Don't be passive. If you're not sure how you can help, find a way to help. There are so many resources out there. There's so many ways to find a way to help.
Yeah.
But if we are not all in this together, it's just never going to change, and it has to change. It
You have to
has
think.
to.
You have to think. This is how I think of it. What side of history do you want to be on? Because we're in the muck and mire of this now. But in 10, 20, 30, 40 years from now, if you decide to have grandchildren or if you have younger people in your life, what are you going to say? Because you know that they're going to ask you, what was life like during Trump, during COVID, during uh, Black Lives Matter movements, during racial unrest? What was that like? What the heck? What were you feeling? What were you thinking? Do you want to be the racist grandma or grandpa? Do you? Do you want to be the like, oh, don't talk to that grandpa. She fucking goes off on racist people. No. You want to be the fucking cool badass grandma that was like, hell yeah, I went to the protest. Hell yeah, I donated for my black brother and sisters. Of fucking course I did. I'm a fucking human being. Be on the right side of history. Let's
And
be
Look,
real.
at this point, it's simple. Do you want to be J.K. Rowling, or do you want to be fucking Jane Fonda?
mhm. And at the end of the day, in the immortal words of A. Ham, actually Lin-Manuel Miranda as A. Ham, history has its eyes on you. Just saying.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah.
on
We
that
can't
note,
keep having, yeah, we can't keep having the same civil unrest. We got to fix it. That's it.
and unfortunately, it's time to go back to the real world.
Yes, it is. It's time to go back to the real world. Please continue to keep the dialogue with us. We'd love to hear from you. If you're going to be negative and aggressive with anyone, especially Vanity, get the fuck out of here. Just unfollow us. We don't want to fucking hear you talk about how Vanity's life doesn't matter because if
Don't
We
you've
come
been
will
for
cut
me.
listening
you.
to her,
We will
Don't come
fucking
for
listening
cut
to
me
you.
because
her,
it
if
will
you've
not
been
be pretty.
listening and tweeting at her for 2 years and laughing at all her jokes and loving her, then you don't get to fucking say that she doesn't matter. Okay? So just politely
No.
fuck off.
Thanks,
And
Don't
friend.
come for her. You won't even get to her because you won't get through me and Mars. We will fight
exactly.
you.
The only
Exactly.
things I want you to tweet at me at this point is if you want to get me a title.
Oh,
Hi.
I'm gonna cry.
Yeah. That was just so great. What a great thing.
All right, friends. We will talk to you guys again in about 4 weeks. And you know what we're going to talk about? It's going to be our least favorite townie. Fuck you, Marcus
Yeah,
Cluck.
I know. We actually take time getting to know like our least favorite townies and figuring them out. So yeah.
All right, guys.
it is.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Bye. That
That
one.
was my
I
evil
almost
eye.
spit. I literally almost I literally took a drink of water and I just hear Mandy. Wow, wow, wow.
No, it was my maniacal laugh. Wah, 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 wah,
Oh my
wah.
god. Killer.